Kia ora guys, Reader the Kiwi here. It's been a little while since my last stream, but been quite busy as of late with moving to a new place, sorting all stuff, but we're back and just in time for the new 6.25 patch for Final Fantasy 14, which I'm really excited for, as we are getting some more Hildibrand quests, which I'm eagerly waiting to get through the queue now to get in. And I'll be jumping right onto the Hildibrand, as the stream title suggests. So I'm quite excited for that. Alright. Shouldn't be too long now. And we're in. Alright, let's gear up. Right, where do we go? Hold up, I need to look up where the quest marker is. It's probably in Closer to Soul. I think that's where. Oh no, Radzat Han. It's probably in Radzat Han. Well, we'll teleport to Radzat Han. See if it's there, but go to the patch notes while we're teleporting. Map. Further quest. Lunar Conspiracy. Ah, I was right. I didn't need the patch notes. Alright. Here we go to continue the great Hildibrand quests. The Lunar Conspiracy. Nashu awaits your approach, like a butterfly poised to set off a hurricane. Teru, I have a new lead, and just as promised, you're the first to know. Before we get into details though, I should give you back your soul container. I gave it a good scrub first, of course. Being the gentleman that he is, I'm sure the inspector wouldn't want to leave any lingering spiritual odors. There. Now you can listen to my findings without having distracting thoughts like, when is Nashu going to give me back my soul container? Now, as for the lead I mentioned, I was thumbing through a periodical and found an article on alien abduction. The way it was described was almost exactly what happened to the inspector. It even had the little diagram of a man swimming in mid-air. Anyway, the author seemed convinced that the victim had been taken to the moon. The crackpot theory sounds awfully familiar. Why does this sound like the kind of rubbish that the Thavnian Truth publishes? That's because it is! You remember Doran, the editor in Briefs? He was the one who wrote it. And he plans on doing research for the next edition on the moon itself. Apparently there's a portal or something in Galamaud that will take you straight there. Oh, But a world-hopping adventurer like you must have been to the moon already. Know it like the back of your hand, I bet. I thought so. It would be nice to have an expert to guide up there to help me search for clues. What say you? To the moon, Natsu. We shouldn't be so quick to trust nonsensical ramblings of a man who sees aliens in every shadow. I love how much longer the second option is. I'm in this. To the moon. Right, I'll start packing my bags. I don't know what the weather is like on the moon, but I remember Gallimard being a bit chilly last time I was there. Last time you were there? Oh. Just realised I need to activate the reduced rates. Probably should have did that before. Oh, it's much colder than I remembered. I sure hope this lunar gate is close. The Tower of Babel? You mean that big spiky spire? Well, we definitely shouldn't get lost on the way there. Let's get moving. Why do that when I can? Go there in style. Oh. That piston is also going there in style. I assume they're also coming here. They were behind me. Maybe I missed them approach, maybe they're doing something else. Oh. So, this thing will send us up to the moon, just like that. Courage, Nasu. The world is in grave danger. The people deserve to know. I have to reach the moon so I can expose the truth. As I have explained to you twice already, I can only allow passage to authorized travelers, which you are not. Ah, you're with them, aren't you? The aliens have infiltrated every layer of our society. What in the blazes are you talking about? I'm Dalmatian, born and raised. Oh look, it's Doran, the editor in briefs. That's the Lion, editor-in-chief. Thank you very much. And you were friends of the abducted, I believe. Teru, greetings. Are you acquainted with this man by any chance? He exposited in my direction once. No, nor am I affiliated with him in any way, shape or form. He expositioned in my direction once. And that was enough, I'd wager. he has trouble written all over him. Teru, as in Teru Miyazaki, slayer of gods, savior of Ishgard, liberator of the provinces, stealer of pants? How did I fail to recognize such an unbelievably famous individual? As a champion of the people, you have the duty to lead us through this fact-strangled checkpoint. We cannot let your comrade's abduction go unsolved. He needs you, and the world needs my next article. And you believe he was taken to the moon? Well, that certainly sounds like an emergency to me. Your acquaintance here seems sincere in his desire to help, so I'll grant him special disposition to accompany you just this once. You may proceed to the nether gate. Mysterious forces have thrust us together, and though I trust the fates about as much as I trust that obviously compromised gate guard, I will leave no moonstone unturned. The truth is up there. Oh, the moon. It's just as white and shiny up close. Sniff, sniff. But not made of cheese. And no son of Inspector Hildibrand either. So, we've already arrived? The Empire's technology is more advanced than I feared. Gasp! Over there! The aliens built some kind of forward base on the lunar surface. We must sneak in and blow the lid on the invasion plans. Looks like Doran has a lead. Come on, we should follow him. Aliens! Honest to God, aliens! I never expected them to be so tall, or so small and bunny-like. Welcome. If I had known I was receiving so many visitors, I would have sent for more tea. That voice, speaking inside my head. I don't know the words, but the meaning is clear. Are they wielding psychic powers to try and brainwash me? You alright there, friend? Need help with anything in particular? And this one speaks our tongue fluently. Learned it from our your Shellian collaborators, I wager. Don't you think you'll fool me? What with your adorable bunny nose and silken ears? I'll print the truth before you arrive to beguile my fellow men. You're one of Irandra's friends, aren't you? I'm not sure who or what put such odd ideas into your companion's head, but would you mind setting him straight for me? Operas are not aliens invaders, although their adorableness does abide their capacity for shenanigans. Loporits are allies of all mankind, misguided attempts to make us live off carrots alone notwithstanding. Gus, they got to you too, didn't they? I suppose I shouldn't be surprised. I've heard rumors about the disbanded Science of the Seventh Dawn. The formerly secret society has in truth become all the more secret that it may pull our leader's strings from the shadows. Hold it right there, mister. I won't stand here and listen to you slander Teru or this lovely bunny any longer. You better not libel them either. We actually came in search of Inspector Hildibrand, a dashing gentleman, who we think was brought here by a shiny flying saucer. You wouldn't happen to have seen either of them around here, would you? I am afraid I have not seen either. Long was it my duty to keep watch, but as the need for constant vigilance has ended, I have grown accustomed to idleness. It's rather refreshing, really. Anyway, perhaps the Loporits may have observed this man or his abductor. I feel I would have remembered if I had. The others might have seen something, though. Why don't I take you over to Bestway's burrow, and you can ask them about it yourself? That sounds like a wonderful idea. Please lead the way. If nothing else, getting an eyeful of the facilities we built for the benefit of mankind should help reassure your suspicious friend there. So many bunnies! If they can build a fort based on this scale, then what hope does mankind have against them? Oh, for the love of carrots, this is not a military operation. Do you see any cannons or assault craft? We haven't any weaponry at all. Take your time and chat with whoever you like. As for me, I've got perfectly innocuous and not at all nefarious things to do. Bye now. Right then, let's get on with the investigation. Okay, it's a follow. Look, they even have an aetheryte here. An aetheryte? A convenient tool for meeting with their Sharlayan co-conspirators, no doubt. Oh, they'll tell you aetherytes were an elegant invention, but it was really just one of many alien technological secrets received in exchange for their undying loyalty. Link pills too. Be careful what you say on those private calls. The Sharlayans are always listening. Oh, I often stretch my legs out there under the stars, but can't say I've noticed anything out of the ordinary, sorry. Not to worry, we'll try our luck elsewhere, thank you. Very-faced liars, the lot of them. They're probably hiding an entire fleet of alien attack craft. What the heck is going on in chat? Discuss the mission. Cool, that's a big fan. Must get hot in here. A propulsion engine? Of course, this is no mere moon. You know the satellite upon which we stand was never a natural celestial body, right? It was a grand fabrication of the ancients. They were in contact with aliens even back then, but the purpose of their ambitious construction has eluded us until now. It's obviously the moon is a colossal star-faring vessel. He's actually right. Wow, he's actually right on for once. Oh, ever since we built the Excitotron 6000, we get all kinds of people around here. Could you describe your missing friend in a bit more detail? Wow, he's very gentlemanly and dapper, if you look past the almost certainly tattered state of his clothing. Though their fashion sense can be a bit eccentric, I think that's the word. Our visiting adventures are always dressed impeccably. Not to be rude, but I've a feeling your friend would have stood out in that crowd. He's probably strapped to a table somewhere, even as we speak, enjoying unspeakable experiments. Ugh. From what I've pieced together so far, the giant alien is the master, and all these smaller xeno bunnies are artificial life forms created to serve as his minions and his armies. Well, he's half right. Their harmless appearance is part of the strategy. As soon as you let your guard down, snap! They take you down like a pack of tiny herbivorous wolves. Dorian has some interesting theories, doesn't he? Being nibbled to death by a mob of cuddly bunnies doesn't sound like a bad way to go. No gentleman in ragged clothes, I'm afraid, but I did spot an object in flight that I couldn't immediately identify. It was while I was out gathering materials in the south of Mere Lamtorium. I presumed it was just some elegant relic or new species of floating jellyfish, and didn't think too much of it. Cool, now that sounds promising. Thank you for your time. What's this then? A pod for growing new xenobunnies? They must plan to produce them in the millions and overwhelm us with their sheer fuzzy numbers. Ah, how could I be so blind? Those aren't ears, they're psychic waves generators. They lure people close with their precious little faces, and then bam, brainwashed. I figured it all out, alien scum. And once the world reads my special edition, your dreams of domination will be done for, ha! What a strange and oddly aggravating man. Is he a friend of yours too? He thinks he's a friend to the people, but I don't think any people are his friends. Right, let's get out there and find that flying object. Do you know which direction is south? Wait, I'm coming with you. Don't leave me alone with the brainwashing Xeno bunnies. Alright. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. Oh, look at them all. Oh, there it is. I can't turn that far. So I need to wait for it to come more this way. Okay, good, they count. I thought it didn't for a second because it stopped and lagged a bit as it went past. Ah, there it is. And there it goes. Come on, we can't let it get away. We did it, Teru! We found the inspector! Case closed! That was quick. Horrendous! Only aliens could subject a man to such callous and physically implausible fate. Are my eyes playing tricks on me? Or do you see a whole field of planted Hildibrands? Which one's the real one? Well, well, what a delightful surprise to see you here, wherever here happens to be. Like a Hildibrand? My, what an impressive specimen of a gentleman you are, good sir. This is Hildibrand with 2 dots. Name's just increasing. The same could be said of you, my good man. This one's exclamation mark, question mark. Is this in it? Oh god. Speak words. Extemporaneous Gentlemen's Club? If I may be so bold as to join you? I like Nasha was just happy about this. What in the name of the occult is happening here? Where did they all come from? The phantom Hildibrands created by the refraction of the starlight through swamp gas. Could be the Hildibrand clones grown in alien laboratories flesh vats. I'm gonna go with the refractions of starlight. Swamp gas. Imposters, you mean? Don't worry, I know just how to find the real inspector. Her bombs. Her bombs. That's your surprise. Cease and desist, Nashu. Use your powers of deduction, not destruction. They're also authentic and synchronized. I honestly can't tell the difference. Well, look no further, for I am the one and only Hildibrand, agent of inquiry and inspector extraordinaire. The one and only? I believe that would be me, good sir. How odd! I think you will find that I am the original Hildibrand. Which one do I have to shoot? Oh, I am more than certain I am Hildibrand. It's 3 question marks. As am I. Could it be that we are all Hildibrand? How positively marvelous. I propose we celebrate this auspicious moment as only a mob of Mandeville men can. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. What manner of waking nightmare is this? Nasu doing default dance. Faces. What was any of that? Apologies for the confusion, my friends. I assure you that this time you stand in the presence of the inimitable Hildibrand Hallandor Maximilian Mandeville. And this diminutive blue chap here is my new associate, Master Pew Pew. Another alien species! Gas! Of course, you're building a clone army to invade our star, and what we stumbled upon was a field test. I do not believe we've had the pleasure, my excitable fellow, but I promise you that the amicable Master Pew Pew has no desire to wage any clone wars. Then, what's this all about? Are you telling me you weren't abducted? A simple misunderstanding. Oh ho ho, what a charming little rascal you are. An offshoot of the Mandragora family, perchance. Pew 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 pew. Pew pew? Ah, I see. Pleased to make your acquaintance, Master Pew Pew. Ahem. Might I inquire as to our current whereabouts? I had but recently reunited with Nashu and Teru, and would greatly appreciate it if you could convey me back to my prior location. Splendid. Full speed ahead, my dear fellow. Steady on now. This is not what I had in mind. My word, you've generated a vertebrate battalion of identical gentlemen. Surely the world could never safely contain so many pure Mandevillian magnificence. Could you perchance reverse the process? What the heck's going on? Oh, I love this series. Oh God, no, not like that. Mummy! Thus I have concluded that Master Pupu has no grasp of the common tongue, and his true intentions, while surely peaceable, remain woefully unclear. It was only through frenzied gestures that I managed to direct him back here and have him clean up our Mandeville multiplicity incident. Pew pew! I hail pew 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 from a star, pew pew, a great distance from here. Pew pew, I came in search of a friend whose communications halted mid-exploration. All this way to aid a comrade in distress, you say? The devotion, the determination, your touching story has sunk its hooks into my heart. Fear not, my blue-hued friend, for I, Hildibrand, agent of inquiry, inspector extraordinaire, have attached myself to this case like a stubborn barnacle on a kraken's behind. I swear to you, here and now, I shall scour all of creation, from the deepest pits of the seven hells to the very pinnacle of the heavens, for the missing comrade that you so desperately seek. So for some reason only I can understand him and only he understands me. Tell me, Teru, how is it you're able to understand Master Pupu's language? The power of echoes? Ah, you mean the persistence repetition. It sounds similar to the Mandeville art of parley. You're saying you have an extrasensory ability that allows communication with aliens? How fascinating. Yes, most fascinating indeed. Pending mysteries aside, I am glad indeed to once more be in the company of my faithful assistant and stalwart contemporary both. Unfazed by the events that would shatter the mind of a lesser man, Hildibrand stands ready to begin his next case. So begins the case of the silent correspondent. Not to rain on your parade, but my friend who was somewhere on your star stopped sending me messages is not a lot to go on. I've spent years investigating the existence of aliens, and recent experience notwithstanding, they are not that easy to find. Then you don't know Inspector Hildibrand. He'll solve this case as he solved countless others, with unerring perception and panache. Ah! Ha 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 ha! Well said, Nashu. I need but relinquish conscious thought to investigative instinct, and the clues will follow to me forthwith. Lose yourself in the deductive current, Inspector. Gus, you're channeling, aren't you? Contacting a higher power to breach the veil of mystery. Another fascinating development. No, he's just thinking. Ah, there you are. I've been looking all over. Thought you'd like to know that I spotted that chap you were asking about. You know, the well-muscled gentleman with tattered clothing and dazzling teeth. You mean this gentleman? We found him too. Well, that can't be right. I just saw him in the north of Mere Lamentorium, and he ran the other way when I called out. I don't understand how he could have arrived before me. I have a feeling, Mr. Bunny, sir, what you saw was an imposter. Teru, would you mind asking Mr. Pew Pew if he was growing any more inspectors on the moon? Pew Pew, I only created a single batch, but one did manage to escape the vaporizing beam. That individual behavior was unpredictable. A flaw in the cloning process, I'm afraid. Well, this won't do at all. We cannot have a flawed inspector running around besmirching the Mandeville name. Master Pew Pew, I must ask that we hunt down and liquidate my other self as soon as possible. We might delay the search for your comrade until the deed is done. Pew Pew, the imperfect clone was of my making. It is only right that I redress my mistake first. So begins the case of the imposter inspector. Oh, that does sound exciting. If you don't mind me coming along, I can show you the place where I saw the imposter inspector. I espy with my little eye no dashingly defective gentleman. He can't have made it far on foot. Why don't we try searching the immediate area, scan the horizon, that kind of thing? Then I suggest we split up so we cover more ground. Nashu, Teru and I will investigate northwest. Right, I'll take these other two and head northeast. Splitting the party again? And you're leaving me with the aliens? Oh, relax, Bright Eyes. We'll have a nice chat and I can disabuse you of all those strange conspiratorial notions. Oh, and we can get to know our new friend here. Let us be on our way as well, with Teru in the van, if you please. Speech thing down here. I've got to go to this first. Behold this sublime vista. 'Tis as if the moon herself breathes beneath our feet. Oh, look down there. They have their very own hot spring. Dear Nashu, what you're observing is no hot spring, but a natural reservoir of ceruleum. With such a rich resource at hand, it is no wonder they can afford these palatial residences. I'm glad you're here to educate me, Inspector. I was about to take a quick soak. Look down there, very it's the same thing. Alright. Oh God. Good idea. A goldsmithing hammer is lodged in the thinker's carcass. It appears to have been dealt a single swift killing blow. Cool, the bugs grow big up here, don't they? This hammer, surely it cannot be. Nay, it does not bear thinking about. It's Godbert. It's gotta be Godbert. Come along, nothing to see here. I don't expect to run into Godbert. On the moon. What a dazzling display of stars. Not a single cloud in sight. In fact, I've never seen the night sky so clearly. Now that you mention it, it's been nighttime the entire time I've been here. How much longer until dawn breaks do you think? Another hammer. Another goldsmithing hammer. Another killing blow that bespeaks unparalleled strength. Oh, it looks like he's yawning. That hammer stuck in its head spoils the effect though. He cannot be here. Why would he be here? That's a goldsmithing tool, isn't it? It does look awfully familiar. And yet completely unrelated to our case. Moving on, people, moving on. Here we go. We're gonna encounter Godbert. So obvious. A gentlemanly track leads to the northwest. Aha! In the sand, in the snow, or in half-ill moon dust, I recognize those fancy footsteps anywhere. They're a perfect copy of mine. Our fugitive imposter must be just up ahead. I sense a gentlemanly presence. He is close, very close. No clones in the northeastern quadrant that we could see. That's clever, Mr. Pew Pew can scout for us from the air. Aha! I found me. Why did I flee? He seems sad, downcast, very un-inspector-like. A flawed creation, to be sure. Such negative emotions would never mar the heart of a true Mandeville man. Oh my god, not as well. Oh, here he is. God, Bert. Praise Thor for his patience. It would seem my beloved Hildy has been awoken from his unnatural slumber. Abandoning my gentleman comrades to save myself, my pride in worse tatters than my maltreated wardrobe. My fatherly love denied? Unthinkable, unless that is not my son. That's how you can tell. Which one do I shoot? That one! Oh, the classic. I like how we jumped out of the way, but the one person doesn't know. Oh, this is so good. Another of me survived? I'll turn no tail and run this time. No sir, Hildibrand to the rescue. Round and round as fast as I can. I can't slow down, I'm a mandible man. Oh, they're gonna be mixed up now, and we won't know which one's the real one anymore. Did they both go in both nostrils? What's the face on the moon? Wait, that activated something? What the fuck? What the fuck's going on now? Oh my god, I hope we learn this dance. I know I'm dreaming. This can't possibly be real. Ah, that was a little something we were preparing to welcome the people of Etheris. I almost forgot it was still there. Oh no. Poo-poo's ship. Clapping. He's there! Oh, and also chicken. The barrage appears to have stopped, but just look at all this junk. Please be sure to pick up your litter before you leave. The moon belongs to everyone, you know. Oh. That's probably gonna lead into our relic weapons. The material. Hildibrand Helendor Maximilian Mandeville. How I am glad to see you up and about. Your mother will be beside herself with joy. I only stand before you now, thanks to Nashu, who stood ever vigilant at my bedside, and to Teru, who ferried my soul back in from across the rift. My son is indeed blessed with comrades of quality. You have my heartfelt gratitude. To you, Master Pew Pew, I extend my apologies. In my excitement, I fear I have broken your starship. If there is aught I can do to help effect repairs, you have only to ask. Pew Pew, my vessel experienced a temporary malfunction, but there's no major structural damage. It brings me relief and joy to hear it. Ahem. Might I have a word, Teru? I had actually come to the moon in search of a certain rare ore, and by Thal's good graces, my quest has been successful. The ore, however, is but the first step of a longer saga. Meet me back in Razathan, and I will explain the role I wish you to play. Yep. The ore was the leading into the relic weapon. Yes, I think it is best we make the journey starwards. We'll not find Master Pew Pew's friend from up here unless someone packed an extremely efficient spyglass. Anybody? No? Then home it is. I like how Pew Pew runs. For years I've chased after the supernatural and the inexplicable, but to encounter so much of it in such a short span of time, my mind still reels from the implications. Yet I must keep my gaze focused beyond the veil. A chance like this comes only once in a lifetime. Ah, how lovely to be back on the star of my birth. Father did not tarry to chat, but said something about returning here with a trusted employee. Boom, 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 boom. Well, with no time for further familiar pleasantries, Nashu and I must devote all our mental energies to the case of the silent correspondent. My keen inspector's sense impels me to begin our search in that direction. Make haste, my companions, for justice awaits no man, not even one who is little and blue. Inspector, wait! Can't justice make an exception for me? His channeling appears to be remarkably effective. Fascinating, yes, most fascinating indeed. Teru, forgive me. I seem to have been labouring under a misconception. After spending some time with the Xenobunnies, it has become clear to me that they have not the slightest intention of invading our star. They are no threat to us. But he is! You know of whom I speak. The devious Master Pew Pew and his diabolical devices, devised solely for world domination. the shoulder strike. I shall have to investigate him further to learn the intricacies of his plans. But I may require your aid, not to mention your interpretation. I'll even pay you a retainer fee, so please, when the time comes, join me on my quest for the truth. Teru, my apologies for the wait. Shall we proceed to business then? The task at hand concerns nothing less than a family legacy. The recreation of the historic astronomically significant and astronomically magnificent mandible weapons. They were designs of a distant ancestor, you see. While the originals have long since vanished, the manual containing the secrets of their construction survived, a precious heirloom passed down to generations of mandibles. Why the sudden passion for weaponsmithing? It's true that as a goldsmith, I've had little occasion for crafting implements of war. Why this project and why now, you may ask? Then I shall very well tell you. The tale begins not so long ago. I was here in Razat Hunt to discuss a deal with an up-and-coming merchant. The matter in question was an acquisitional proposal. Alas, the talk soured, so I made preparations to depart. It was then that the sky burst into flame. You know all too well what horrors followed. I did my best to defend the citizenry from the beasts which spawned, yet I could not save them all. Save far too few, in fact. The memory of it haunted me. Oh, this is pretty depressing. I wasn't expecting to be hit with like the Endwalker feels. Day and night, and I found myself unable to work. But then I heard news of how you and your companions had ventured forth to banish the evil at its source. You forged on and faced the deepest despair, and it gave me the courage to do the same. I took a good hard look in the looking glass and asked, what can Godbert Mandeville do to safeguard the people of the star? Thus did I realize that I had both the knowledge and the skill to forge the greatest weapons, that I might empower the others to protect themselves and their fellow men. So I began going down the list, acquiring the necessary materials with single-minded purpose. One of these was a goodly chunk of purest mandevillum, or a metal found exclusively in meteorites, and that only rarely. I searched high and low, scouring the impact sites and consorting with kobolds, all to no avail. Then, when none can be found on Heidelin, I set my sights on the moon, where at last I obtained a sizable sample. Now, I say at last, but the list of materials goes on. If I'm to collect the rest in a timely fashion, I must employ the help of a comrade of quality. When you can spare a moment from adventuring or aiding my dear son in his inspecting, pray drop a word in the ear of my manservant here. Will be immediately after this. I shall clear my schedule of trivial interruptions, and we can proceed with the creation of the Mandeville weapons forthwith. Since there's only 2 Mandeville quests, I believe. Meanwhile, elsewhere in Razat Han, oh, the shadow figures. Oh no. I completely forgot about him for the first part. Sandal alarm. Hey, this is the square we were just at. So he got free. He'll probably be making an appearance in the next part. Oh well. See you, Inspector. Oh, that was good. That was a good part. It was really funny. Probably not as strong as the first part, but that was pretty hard. But like nothing can really beat the volleyball scene where your character actually got to participate. I reckon. Just because like there was no participation from our characters in this one, I'd rate it slightly below the first part, but still way better than any of the Stormblood one. So it's great. It's strong. This is strong. Another strong part. Please thank. So let's start the Mandible weapons. Now, please note that upon completing the quest Make It Mandible, you will receive a Mandible weapon for Ninja. Please ensure you have changed to your desired job before speaking with the houseman. Yeah, Ninja's my main, so I will do it. Undertake it as Ninja. Yes. Mistress Miyazaki. How wonderful to finally speak with you. Your cooperation in Lord Mandible's weaponsmithing endeavour is highly anticipated. Regarding said endeavour, we've borrowed a corner of the high crucible in which to base our crafting station. Would you be so kind as to follow me? Our humble base of operations. You will no doubt be coming back and forth many times in the days ahead, so I strongly suggest you attune to the city Aethernet, if you've not done so already. Otherwise, I trust you are all set to proceed. One moment whilst I inform Lord Mandible of your arrival. Oh, welcome Teru, welcome. With your stalwart assistance added into the mix, I have every confidence that this adventure in forging will be a complete success. And so, let us begin with a detailed exposition on the history of Mandible weaponry. First of all, when I say Mandible weaponry, what I refer to is the series of masterpieces crafted by the legendary artisan Godbrand Mandible, the first Lord of House Mandible. made with mystical mandarin. These purportedly peerless ornaments are perhaps our most prized treasures, or at least they were until someone misplaced them. Terrible housekeeping that. Fortunately, the time-worn manual in which Godbrand penned his secrets is both intact and still within our possession. Thus, with that precious family heirloom in hand, and a ready supply of the purest ore, I intend to recreate what was lost. The work, however, cannot proceed without a few more key ingredients. I should like to call upon you to procure said materials, as well as provide a seasoned adventurer's perspective on the fruits of our labour. Excellent, I knew I could count on you. As a goldsmith, crafting weaponry is akin to venturing into unknown territory, and I would place my trust only in the most proficient guides. Speaking of which, may I introduce one of the very best in the business. Come on over, my friend. It's got to be the blacksmith that's involved with all these weapon quests. Ah, bloody hells. I had a feeling you were the adventure his lordship mentioned was helping out. Like a fly on shite when you catch a whiff of shiny new weapons, aren't you? Come on, this will be fun. Alright. Like a barrel full of plague-ridden Passius. Look at the skill addled dandy I'm forced to hammer for. I'd rather drag me stones across hot coals than forge yet another rich old bastard's trinkets. Is that the way of it then? I contacted Rona, hoping to employ the talents of Eorzeus' finest smith. But as you clearly have no interest in providing me with services, I shall hire another artisan. We can put this talk of stones and coals behind us. Wait. You've got me all wrong, your lordship. That was just a bit of old smithy humour to lighten the mood. I would be honoured to work on your Mandeville weapons. So here's the thing. I already spent the coin. This job will bring me on some right fancy bottles of Thavnerian liquor. I can't afford not to do it. God, he's always in so much debt. Like, what? Come on, man. Be better with your finances. So that means we're back in business, yes. Marvellous. Aye, it's bloody splendid it is. The crew is all present and accounted for. So let's get to smithing. There is naught I'd like to do more presently. However, there are three conundrums which stand between us and making any Mandeville armament a reality. The first of these is devising a method of working the Mandarin. For what I've been able to decipher from the manual, the process is quite demanding. Ye just leave that to old Geralt. I've yet to meet a metal I can't beat into shape. Oh, then I shall concede that chore to your artisanal ingenuity. The second is crafting the ornament, which will amplify the weapon's etheric intensity. If it's a sturdy blade you need, I'm the man, but fiddly bits of decoration are not in me smithing wheelhouse. Then 'tis fortunate that fiddling with bits is most assuredly in mine, though it shall no doubt be a challenge. Creating suitably exquisite ornaments is a task well suited to me and my goldsmithing hammer. As for the third and final problem, wanting a full solution, we require a vial of FFXIV. If one has access to an industrial-sized alchemical furnace, it should be possible to extract this superactive mineral oil from mandarillium-rich meteorites. Industrial size alchemical furnace makes me sound like we're doing Alexander. Assuming I've understood what I heard, the process, this oil is key to mixing ethereal conductivity. And thanks to the good graces of the High Crucible, we have the extraction apparatus we require right there. Okay, good. All that remains is to collect 3 or so goodly chunks of mandarillium meteorite. That will be your charge, Teru. Right then, I will see to preparing materials for my share of the workload. And I will start stoking the flames. Sounds like we'll need nice and hot. So, okay. Okay. Oh, Rona asked me to tell you something. Seems like one of her lackeys has so bloody conveniently set up shop over by Aetherite and just might have the meteorite chunks we need. That's by the name of Old Judibra, I think. Could save you some searching, but she sure as sight ain't giving them out for free. Okay. What am I gonna need? Medieval weapons. Oh wait, I haven't attuned to this one yet? Jeez. I haven't tuned to that one either. Oh no, that's this one, isn't it? Yeah. I guess I never really had any reason to come up here, so. You must be the famous Teru. Mrs. Rona said to expect you and to assist with any procurement requests. Mandarillium meteorite? What? Why, yes, we happen to have cornered the market on that particular asset. Only so many of them fall from the sky, you see, and collectors offer a top gill for such rarities. In your case, however, I've been instructed to request payment in alternative currency. Say now. Elegant tombstones. The going rate is 500 astronomy. Which one's that one? For one chunk of. Which? Oh good, it's the 500. Easy. So I pretty much never spend that on anything. There's not really much. Gives me reason to do all my dailies again. Aye, these are the proper sky rocks. Ain't no mistake, Godbert's not back yet, but I reckon we can get a head start. Bugger, this might as well be cooking grease for all the conductors it's got. I must have botched one of the steps, but which one? Pretty sure I followed them instructions to the damn letter. There was no fault in your process, Master Geralt. Oh, then how do you explain this bottle of weak piss sitting on me anvil? It has yet to undergo the final treatment, an advanced oil pressing technique passed down through generations of Mandeville lubricant enthusiasts. Take more than some enthusiastic oil presser to bring this liquid up to the snuff. Oh, ye of little faith, observe. Oh god, this is gonna be so Mandeville. Yes! Ye gods, man. What are you... What in the hell are you stripping down to your small clothes for? I should have known you were just some degenerate fop. Patience, Master Geralt. This is merely the prelude. Behold the mighty squats of a Mandeville man. I'm so glad this is also taking in the humor. That should be enough to get the juices flowing. Now to demonstrate the aforementioned technique. A single drop of potent empowerment. Mandeville perspiration. Look at the sweat gland. Oh, let it go. So shiny. Ye gods, it's full of stars! But that don't change anything. You're just a little eccentric old bugger prancing about and sweating on things. Maybe so, but look closer, Master Geralt. Thus the Xandaville made ready. What do you mean ready? All you did was add ye drippings. Bugger me. It ain't possible. Don't suppose you're gonna explain this, are ye? One does not simply reveal the tricks of one's trade, especially long-guarded family traditions. As a fellow professional, I'm sure you understand. Aye, well, makes no difference to me. Wouldn't be caught dead doing them creepy poses. Bracing banter aside, I do believe this puts us in possession of all the necessary components. 'Tis your time to shine, Master Geralt. Oh, I'll shine alright. Ye cut above the average craftsman, I'll grant you that. But ye've still a few rungs to climb. Best shield your eyes, ladies and gentlemen, 'cause my work is positively blinding. Oh, they actually look pretty cool. Success, just as I predicted. That's right. There is collaborative masterpiece. Mandible knives. They're actually really sick, actually. That I would love to see my ancestors' wondrous forge work recreated. You've made me a happy mandible man, Teru. Let's not break up the bubble boos yet. Just yet, your lordship. We've got a ways to go before we can call our work finished. Master Gerald is quite right. I've neglected to properly explain that this is but the first stage of a much grander creation. The bare bones of weaponry, if you will. Now begins the endless chore of refinement, which means I'll be stuck here for gods know how long. I am loath to monopolize your time, my good blacksmith, but the manual is written in most confounding cipher. I am not even certain when I will finish decoding the next step in the process. So I'm sit idle then? At least a few bottles of quality liquor to keep me company. Heh. A regrettable yet unavoidable delay. Let us reconvene when the manual has given up its secrets, shall we? That was easy. Meanwhile, I leave the weaponry in your battle-hardened hands. When next we meet, your report of its performance will be indispensable in guiding our improvements. And should you wish to experiment with different variety of mandible weaponry, then this highly trained house mandible artisan is at your service. I've imparted him the necessary techniques for facilitating this initial stage of crafting. It requires only a contribution of mandible, the weapon of choosing. Another near-naked bastard. What do ye mandible folk have against trousers? Oh ho ho ho. You know what? I don't even want to know. Just leave the smithing to me. When I do a job, I do it right. Very well then. I shall return anon. I am most eager to see the next stage of our masterpiece take shape. Complete. Now available. So I currently have on my ninja, the current tombstone weapons. Is it as good? Oh, just worse. But that's to be expected. Do I use these? I do really like the design. Oh, and they're dyeable as well. So I can either keep them purple or I can dye them red to match my outfit. Oh, that's actually really tough. But I can get the Mandible weapon for my other. So we need 3 more, which I've only got enough for 1 more. Well, we're an upgrade on my. This one will actually be an upgrade, because that's currently only 600. And then I can also do it on my white mage. An upgrade it. I can actually probably do it for all of them actually, really. I should be able to get that pretty fast. But there's nothing more to do than into the next one. So yeah, that's the new Hildibrand quest and the first step in the Mandible weapon. Let's see what else. That'll be it for this stream, but first let's see what else was in the patch. I can't remember off the top of my head. So we also, yes, I've got, wait, didn't we only just do make it mandible? Make it mandible. And then make another mandible. That's probably what the second quest is. Yeah, make another mandible. We have the variant dungeons. We have, oh yeah, the Omnicron tribal quests, which I'll probably start tomorrow. Well, today-ish. I'll be streaming it tomorrow. So we'll probably do Omnicron next. Start that, and then maybe start the variant dungeons as well. We'll see. But those are 2 main big things, content-wise. Oh yeah, new emotes have been added. I think we'll just quickly, before we end this, go check out the. So I'm not sure where we get the new emotes from, but I'll just go check the gold saucer, which is usually a place where a lot of new things added, but we shall see. If it is, that'll be great. That's not what we want. Yeah, so it wasn't added to the gold saucer. So these new emotes must be, I imagine, from the Omnicrons, possibly. Or maybe I doubt it, but what if they are from the island? Which we'll just check now. Just while we're on, while we have time. But I'm guessing new emotes are probably from either Omnicron's tribal or variant dungeon rewards. But I figure I should check out the 2 areas I have access to that could have them. Yeah. Nothing new there. I'll just check this just in case. Yep, nothing new. I didn't think so. Well, there we have it. That's Mandeville for you. Do I not have the Mandeville Mambo on this? Mandeville Dance, but not the Mandeville Mambo. But there we go. That's the Mandeville quest line. Hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. It was great, and I can't wait for both more Mandeville, more Hildibrand quests, and more of the Mandeville weapons. And like I said, I'll be doing, definitely be saying the Omnicron tribal quest on the next stream, and then maybe looking into variant dungeons. So stay tuned for that, and like always, until next time, bye bye.